My lathe is 83 years old and I've got some play in the compound tool rest. Let me show you what the problem is. Here's the compound tool rest and it moves in and out in this plane, in and out in that plane. On the surface of some of the jobs that I'm doing, I get a ridge. So if you look at this piece here closely, it's not a very clean cut, and from time to time I get a little ridge. Now the reason for that is that I've got play in the tool post. Now I'm not surprised that I've got play in this tool post because the lathe is 83 years old. So look at the amount of play I've got there. So I'll just measure that. Okay, so here's the amount of play that I've got. I'll measure it in a minute, but it looks to be about 3 millimeters. So the reason I've got the play is that this lead screw here has got a brass lead screw nut underneath the compound tool rest. I'll show you that in a minute. And there's play built up in it over the years. And what I'm going to do is repair the lead screw nut that's in there. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a minute. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the tool rest here. And I'll do that by undoing this nut here and that nut there. And then the whole thing will come away and that will reveal the lead screw nut where it joins onto the compound rest here. So this is where the lead screw nut comes into the compound rest. Next thing I've got to do is remove this grub screw here and these two screws here, and that will allow this center piece here, which is V-shaped, to fit into this slot. That will allow that to be removed. The rest of it is all one casting. This bit here with the screws in, I think, is a previous repair, but it's not actually part of the original. Okay, with those two screws removed, when I wind this away, you can see that this bit is staying still. And that's the bit that goes into this V, and you can just see a hole there, which is the hole corresponding with this this hole here. The next thing I've got to do is to wind it back far enough for me to remove this completely. And the way I do that is I've got to take this winding handle off. There's a hex nut screw there. These unscrew gently, and then this assembly all pulls to the rear. Then what I'll do is I'll wind it further, remove that, and then this whole thing will come off. Okay, just here there is what amounts to a wood rough key, And what I need to do is to push it out with a punch from there, and that will allow the whole thing to come out there, and then this spindle at the back will be released. Now I'm going to remove this cover. There are 2 screws which you can get off with a hex spanner, and there's a cog behind there. Once I've removed that, this shaft will then be able to come all the way out. Now that I've removed this cover, I can remove this piece of metal, which, as you can see, is the triangular bit that fits in this part of the assembly here. Now this part should just lift off. There we go. So here you can see just how much play that there is. So I bought a lead screw nut here. So I just need to cut it so that it fits into the recess here where the lead screw is. And then I'm going to attach it to the end of the existing lead screw nut, and that will make it a lot more stable. If I need to, I can put one on the other end. I've got another one here. I'll see how that goes first. So next thing is to remove the lead screw. And all I've got to do is undo this completely, and then the lead screw will come out, and that will come off the end of there. So there we have it. There's the lead screw nut, and there's the lead screw.